Hold on, hold on. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody in the vastness of the galaxy, space, the universe, wherever you may be in this now never-ending nor beginning moment. I'm Rocken Larry Locken with Pleiadian Express Productions with Pleiadian Talk. Today I'm joined all the way from the UK, well, all the way from me because I'm on the Oregon coast, Pacific Northwest USA. I'm joined by a friend of mine and a Pleiadian contactee, a fellow Pleiadian contactee, Ek Mau, all the way from the UK. And also, Ek Mau is also an admin in the group Pleiadians UK, as well as on the Pleiadian Express Productions page. And she's also on the staff here at Pleiadian Express Productions as one of the managers. So, hey, Ek, what's going on? Long time. We've been trying to get you on forever. I'm glad you're here. What's up?
Larry. Well, all things in divine time, isn't it? I'm really good, thanks. It's Friday night, and I'm just hanging out for a friend to come and visit me for the weekend, and I thought I really need to connect with you and share some of this amazing actuality that I've been experiencing on planet Earth for the last 20 years.
Well, I can't wait. Yeah, we've been wanting to get into that, and I thought that we could just start right along with when your contact started and, you know, when you noticed anything out of the ordinary, maybe when you first heard about the Pleiadians. So why don't you tell the audience, you know, when this whole shebang got started for you?
Okay, right. Well, I was born in Canada, and I think I was there for 8 years before I moved to England. And I noticed that I was beginning to be, things were shebanging for me. I was looking at the stars as a child and knowing that I had family out there and being able to communicate to beings inside our solar system and feeling spirit. And adults just didn't seem to be anywhere near as intelligent as me, I thought, as a child. I remember one day I was just looking at space, knowing about objects. As a child, I knew that there was space in between atoms in objects. And I remember realizing that we were about to hit the golden age. So this is in the 70s when I'm a little girl playing with my bricks. I remember recognizing that I was on planet Earth at this time, and I didn't remember having any extraterrestrial experiences until I came to the UK. So that's when things started to get really real for me.
Like how real? How real are we talking?
Okay. Right. Well, things got seriously real. We are people us experiencers who see things in many ways. Like, the very lucky people get to see actual spaceships and have contact. And for some of those people who have a very difficult time with going on spaceships and stuff, my heart really goes out to them, because I haven't had a difficult time at all. Maybe like 3% of my experiences have been difficult. So I'll tell you when it all kind of shook me up and brought me back to Earth in a real way was when I was 19 years old. I was standing in the garden at 60 Forest Road where my mum lived. It was about 10 o'clock at night, and I was facing east, I think. Yeah, looking at the blackberry brambles, that's right. I was just taking a breath of fresh air, and I was just checking out the fact that our neighbours' blackberries were just invading our garden. And I had some missing time, which I knew about. I knew it existed because 3 years earlier, at the age of 16, I started to get into extraterrestrial phenomenons. I remember being 12 years old and wanting to read Communion by Whitley Strieber. When that came out, I remember walking along into the bookshop with my parents, and they said, "No, you can't read that," But I knew that the people on the front cover knew me, and I needed them, and they were my family, and now was the time. And it was like, I've got stuff to do, but I was so young. So by the time I was 16, I really started getting into it. And then by the time I was 19, I sent out loads of signals for 3 years. Please come and get me. I was saying, I know you're out there. We need you. We need you at this time. So 3 years later, at the age of 19, after I had this missing time, they put me back, and I'm standing in the garden. God knows how long I was gone for, like maybe only 15 minutes, but I was in a different place, and time had moved on, and it could have been half an hour. I don't know how long it was, but basically I had no idea what happened, but I felt the spaceship above me, and I couldn't look up at the spaceship like I wanted to because there was these amazing lights in the garden. These incredible, beautiful lights of fantastic love energy beaming at me. There were 6 of them in a circle and 1 in the middle. And I was just dumbfounded by this incredible energy all of a sudden. I thought, whoa, man, who needs a spaceship when you've got this? This is amazing. I was like, I'm not tripping. This is unbelievable. Because the love energy that was coming through was healing me as I was panicking. Everything that they were saying to me through the light was sharing with me the fact that I was loved, that I knew that yes, I'd been in a spaceship, that yes, they loved me, and everything about me was what they needed to know, and they're so grateful to meet me, and I was being communicated to by these lights. So then I thought, oh, I better say something. I thought, where are you from? And they told me in my being that they were from the Pleiades. And then I was like flooded with all this, oh yes. Oh, that's really important. I really remember. And I was looking at them, and the one light in the middle, I didn't like the light in the middle very much. It was a slightly different energy, and it felt like the 6 around it were protecting it. And I knew a lot of stuff. I was being downloaded with loads of things at that time. Anyway, this amazing spectacle of lights started to fly away. And it was zooming slowly out of my garden. There was no spaceship. It was just lights. And there was this growing, increasing alarm inside me as they were getting further away, and I realized that they were going to leave me alone, and I started to think, whoa, hang on a second. Wait for me. I'm coming with you. And they're like, no, it's okay. You have to stay on Earth. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. You've forgotten me. I'm a part of your family. Don't leave me with these people. And they're like, no, you have to stay here. You have to stay here. We are going back to the Pleiades, and we have got a lot of work to do, they said. And I remembered this faction of the Pleiades that they belonged to. I remembered that the beings that came to me, they knew the whole hierarchy of the Pleiades, and that they were going to have some serious work to do. And they were saying, we will always remember you, we know where you are, and we will be in contact. And then it just disappeared. After it was a pinprick in the sky, I was absolutely filled with elation, absolute, the biggest feeling that I'd ever felt in my life at that age. And I skipped down the steps, yahoo, all the way home. And I thought to myself, better not tell my mum. So I just said, Mum, I'm going to run a bath. And she's like, okay. I ran into the bathroom and I shut the door, really, bang. I was like, wow, oh my God. I looked in the mirror, I thought, oh, wow, on my own. Yeah, I've just had an alien experience. Oh my God. And I was filled with this incredible energy. And little did I know, it was just realization, and it was the beginning of my awakening. Whatever that means, because it means so much to everybody's souls are so complex and so different. The way we are entwined with our physical bodies through time, and our star lineage is so different to everybody else's. But anyway, I started running a bath. I thought, yeah, wow, what's going on? You know, alien contact. I've got to write a book. This is going to be some lifetime. Oh my goodness! And I'm filling the water, feeling it to see if it's the right temperature, and the bathroom starts to charge up like some UFOs just come in. It's completely static. There's all this electricity, and the tiles are kind of beaming energy at me, and there's like a tuning in, like somebody switching on a microphone, somebody giving a sound test. Hello, tap, tap, tap. Can you hear us? Can anybody hear us? And I'm like, whoa, man, they're back. Yay, it's my family. I stood there beaming love, like, yes. I thought, how am I going to telepath? And I thought, it must be natural. So I just opened my heart, and there I was talking to them. And they said, we have a special message for you about life on Earth. Would you like to hear it? Yes, I said, and I was in the bath, and I was wiggling my toes, and I was thinking about all the men in the Hubble Space Telescopes looking out into the stars, wondering if there's life out there. And there's me sitting in my bathroom in a terrace house getting this amazing download. And I'm like, tell me more about life on Earth. I was the happiest person alive at that point, and I thought to myself, I'm going to learn about life, the universe, and everything. And this is what they told me. Now, dear listeners, I'm going to share with you, and Larry, I know you know this stuff already because you've heard my stuff, but I just want to remind you all that there's some very strong messages that the Pleiadians give, and some very beautiful and delicate ones. And I happen to be somebody who's been on a very strong path. And the truth about this is that I'm telling you word for word what they said to me. This was their message. Your queen is dead. And my reaction was just as you felt, complete sinking feeling in my stomach. Am I going bonkers? What's going on? These people, they've just taken me in a spaceship. They were about to tell me about life on Earth. All these thoughts whirling around in my head. And then I realized that I was being shown stuff about planet Earth, the formation of planet Earth. And I thought about the newspapers. I remember seeing the newspapers in my head with the words, "The Queen is dead," coming off the line, and I knew it wasn't going to happen. And they weren't telling me this as news people. I said to them, I tried to protest. My intelligence was telling me that actually I understood it on a much deeper level, but my ego was saying, why are you telling me this? I'm just a 19-year-old girl. Why don't you go to the journalists and tell them that the Queen is dead? Because I was frustrated, and instead they beamed me all this love and they said, you are a special star sister. Well, actually, they told me this first. They said she wasn't alive to begin with in the first place, not the way that you think of the word alive. And that made more sense to me. Because on many levels, energetically, frequency-wise, they were telling me that there is an organic system of life, and Earth is a part of it, and then there is a non-organic system of life. And they basically were enlightening me about creation, and they said to me, you are a special star sister sent to Earth for a special mission, and she too is a star sister sent to Earth for a mission. They didn't say her mission was special though. And they left.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
And they left me in the bathtub, and I got out, and I remember putting my foot on the floor onto the bath mat thinking, is this real? I remember holding onto the sink thinking, oh my God, my life has just completely changed. Because the way I was touching the planet was different, because of the download, because of the way that I could see the vision of the Earth being formed with tunnels. I saw horrendous things, Larry. I saw really dark stuff, but you know what? I felt so totally light about it, and I still do. Not about it, but about the fact that we exist, and about the fact that Earth is evolving, and we have higher consciousness here to remind the planet and to remind other people that life is not all about surrender to forces that take away your power. Now, I can talk to you for hours probably, but that was my first experience. And wow. I'm a lot older and wiser now.
Yeah, that's fascinating. I was just going to say on a side note too, you're probably lucky you didn't read Communion when you were younger. My stepmom had the book, and it was kind of scary. I saw the movie, the USA made movie to it too, TV made movie. So probably best off that you read that when you were older. It's a little bit eerie.
It was quite dark, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. Yeah. Because he's such a good writer as well. He really pulls you into the drama of it.
Yeah, I like Whitley. I really love listening to him. He does a talk show once in a while. I like Whitley. I believe his story completely. It's been flawless over the years, and it's too intricate to rehearse. And if he was that good, he'd be making millions of dollars in Hollywood. I believe his story, and actually, it's really complex. His story. It's gotten a lot better, and I think once he overcame that fear, is when it got better with the beings he was dealing with. But you know, like you said, everybody's got their own awakening path, and it's so intricate that you can't even, you know, to throw the word around awakening is just, you know, I think people do too much, but it's such an intricate thing, you know.
Yeah, is a 3D thing, but what you just said is right, because the soul is already awake, and it's about it's about bringing your soul in. Experiences with those beings as well. In fact, in the last 20 years, I've had experiences not only with Pleiadians, but I've had a lot of, oh, fingers crossed we're not going to lose the signal here. Come on, don't do that to me, BT.
Yeah, I can still hear you. I can still hear you.
Okay, I've had so many experiences, so many.
I noticed that you wrote something about the Lyrans. right? Or you wrote something about I saw an article that you had written, but I haven't had a chance to read it yet. Was that about the Lyrans at all? The lions? Was that about the Lyrans?
Yes, the lion beings. Yes.
Yes, the lion
Um,
beings.
well, we are in this 8-8 gateway at the moment, which is another lion's gate, and I have been meditating today. Twice I've gone into deep meditation, and they've come to me and they've been talking to me and saying some lovely things and giving me beautiful energy. And the lion.
Well, it looks like Ek is cut out a little bit again. You know, that's kind of one of the pains that happens on live radio is you get something like this happen. But in the meantime, I'd like to thank everybody out there on Facebook for listening and supporting the show. Much love to everybody who likes the Pleiadian Express Productions and who has liked it on Facebook and has checked out our YouTube and our Google page. We encourage you to do that more often, and we encourage you to take a look at our shows. And of course, with 3D things, oh, there's my phone ringing. No, not anymore. So hopefully Ek will come back here in just a minute. And I thought it was really interesting what she was saying about the awakening. A lot of people will throw that word out there, and you know, they talk about this awakening like, okay, when's this awakening going to happen? Is it happening? You know, what's it like when it happens? Well, it's different for everybody. It's more of everybody's individual consciousness expanding, the way I look at it. So, you know, it's all up to the individual, and it's all about their path and their soul growth and how that goes down. So, you know, all we can do is all we can do, and just go within and trust in yourself. And if you deal with spirit guides, if you deal with extraterrestrial contacts, make sure that they resonate with you. And hopefully Ek will be back here any second now. I noticed that she is out of the room, but also I'd like to kind of mention some groups while we're at it here on Facebook. I would like to mention, of course, the Pleiadians group that I'm an admin for, Leah Alien Tribes Pleiadians group. I'd like to give a shout out to my home group, the Fringe Thinkers. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to all the Pleiadians regional groups, too many to name. Some of the other Pleiadian affiliated groups, such as Twin Flame Soul United Pleiadians, Pleiadians Reiki Healers, Beginners, and Masters, or Masters, Healers, and Beginners. And, well, just some of the regional groups that I will mention. Of course, Pleiadians UK is the one that Ek Mau, the guest we have on right now, hopefully she'll be back with us soon, and Victoria Pleiadian oversee, and that's really a great group, and I encourage everybody to check that out. There's also Pleiades Latin America, which is Judith Zavala and Maru Morales Brito, the two ladies that host and do a great job of it, that do the show on Monday nights in Espanol, Pleiades Latin America. And look for another show to be coming real soon that also is in Spanish, and it has a Latin American starseed theme to it too. We have two fine hosts coming on for that, and actually they'll mix and match these two gentlemen with Judith and Maru. You know, one will do the show with one of them, and the other one will do their show together, and we'll just kind of switch it up a little bit so we can get more of a presence in Latin America. And also I would like to recognize Canadian Pleiadian, great group. You know, just too many to name, really, but all my friends out there on Facebook, you've been so supportive, and I love all of you, and I want you to know that. And I think as we go forward in this awakening, well, this awakening, you know, I call it, but this process of whatever it is we're going through, all these parallel realities coming together, you know, my hope is that we'll get closer and we'll manifest actually meeting each other in person more and, you know, hooking up on that level. I think we're in the process now of manifesting that. The internet has provided us a great tool. Say what you will about the internet. You know, the internet has been able to hook us up and get us together and things of that nature. And, you know, hopefully that's the stepping stone. And I really feel it is. The Pleiadians have told me this. It's really, we're kind of on that bridge right now to becoming telepathic with each other, you know, and it starts with a notion. It starts with a thought. It starts with thinking the same thing a week before somebody else was, or a month before. Then it becomes a week before. Then it gets to the point where you're synchronizing, and it's like the same day, you know, that same day you'll think of something and somebody else will mention it, a random song from some time, a random movie, a random, well, anything, a situation. or they'll have a situation that was, you know, in sync with somebody else. And this is happening like on an hourly, daily basis almost anymore, to where it's like old hat to people that are going through this process already, in this awakening of consciousness phase that we're in, you know, going back to the source and back to one reality. So, you know, I think that that's really exciting that we see that going on, and, you know, everybody's getting the buzzing in the ears, and, you know, a lot of that is not anything going on as far as dangerous with the earth. There's nobody anymore really messing with the frequency. I mean, a lot of that ringing that you're hearing in your ears is the earth shifting, and it's also telepathic communications from your star family. You just got to learn to discern which is which, you know. So that's really about it. I think that I'm not sure we're going to be able to get Ek back on. She's in the UK, and I know that it's, even though we don't exist here on Pleiadian Express Productions, I realize that it is getting late in the UK. So we might wrap this up and have to have her back on and talk with her again, because she's got a lot of interesting stories to share. I've had a chance to talk to her a lot in private, and we've been kind of hit and miss over the past few months on getting her on to talk about her experiences, but they're really riveting and they're really fascinating, and I just get a real genuine feeling from her. And, you know, as a contactee myself, I can tell when somebody's either giving me, you know, a half-assed story, or I can tell when somebody is making it up, and that's not the case with this girl. She knows what she's talking about, and no matter how far out it may seem to somebody, you know, trust me, it's not, it's too intricate to be something that she's just making up. And just like with most people that you hear that talk about their contacts, you know, they're, from their perspective, they're telling the truth. I mean, there's no money in coming out here and lying about it, or no fame. There's no, believe me, it's not always what it's cracked up to be. It can be kind of a curse being a contactee in a 3D world, you know. Like she was talking about in the part of the interview, she wanted to tell her mom all about it. She was so excited, but she figured she'd better not. And that's a good idea. You know, when I was first awakening, I was so excited that I would tell people about it, like overzealously, for a couple months. And it really, you know what I mean? I got mad because they didn't see the same things I was, and they would get mad at me and think that I was going crazy. So I just kind of had to back off it a little bit. And what I realized is, by me being overzealous like that, all I was doing was interfering with their growth path, right? So, you know, it wasn't good for me. It was interfering with my growth path to be that way towards them. So what I realized is that you just got to lay back, have the information, you know, be ready if they ever want to talk to you about it, or if they want some information, humbly let them know what they want to know, and let them discern for themselves, and just be there to answer questions, and be there to guide them and help them, and show them, you know, show them pure love, you know, pure love, not light, not false light, but pure light, pure love, pure energy. And, you know, that's about all you can do. But it's just be there, show them that. I mean, show them that true divine rainbow spectrum white light that you are. You know, that unconditional white light, that unconditional love, that unconditional forgiveness that is just that unconditional letting things go, and letting yourself just detach from any kind of negative thought form, any kind of, you know, negative grudge, any kind of grudge period, but anything that doesn't serve you. Just detach from it and show it love from afar. That doesn't mean kick somebody to the curb. That doesn't mean just tell somebody to, you know, go pound sand. It means show them love from afar. Don't get caught up in their vibrational energy. You know, try to stay back out of the scenes a little bit, but let them know subtly you're there for them. And that's about all you can do. And it doesn't look like Ek's going to come back. We're having, you know, they're having Wi-Fi issues there in the UK. And I was having last night one of my guests that was going to come on, and hopefully tonight she'll be on, Sierra Morris, aka Pleiadian Light Angel, an admin, a fellow admin of mine in the Pleiadians group, as well as she's also an admin for the group, the Home of Archangel Michael, on Facebook. And hopefully we can have her on, because she was having Wi-Fi issues last night in West Virginia, and I know that Ek has been having them over in the UK. So I don't know, it seems like it's going on all over the place. But all we can do is just stick together and fight through it. I want to wish everybody much love. Thank you for tuning in, and again, thank you for your support, and I wish everybody infinite love and light out there, the most of it, the most infinite love you can have, the most infinite happiness as we bridge this gap to oneness. I'd like to say to everybody, namaste, and have a good night, good day, good morning, wherever you may be. And I love every one of you, my star brothers and sisters. Thank you so much. This is Rocken Larry Locken for Pleiadian Express Productions, and I'm out.